Hello everyone, welcome to Dear Love Talk. I'm James.
I'm Helena.
And had this program been recorded, 10, 20 years ago, people would be writing in to us, letters addressed to the studio. But since this is 2015, or whatever year you are watching this program on, you can always email us and send us your questions via Facebook, right?
Yeah, very easy. All you need to do is to email us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv, or of course you can visit our website, which is lovetalkshow.tv. For a moment I had a blank. And you can also, of course, tweet us in the same name, Love Talk Show, on Facebook, and you can get in touch with us quite easily, actually.
That's right. So let's answer our first question. And it says, I was married to my wife for quite a few years, but we are now divorced for the past 5 years. She remarried, but every time she has a problem, she comes to ask me for advice. I don't feel comfortable with this. What do I do? I think we could probably answer this question in one sentence, right? We could just say, tell her that you don't want to give her relationship advice. If a relationship ends and one of the people moves on, or apparently moves on, but they keep coming back to you, that's not very healthy. First of all, you have to ask yourself, why do they come back to you? Is it because you're like the safety net that they have? Something goes wrong, so you are their fail-safe. But what that is doing is that it's stopping you from moving forward with your own life. They apparently have moved on because she's married, right? But you are not moving on because, Elena, if you are dating someone and you're dating me, right? And you know that my ex-wife still comes to see me, would you be okay with that?
Of course not. But it's your fault that this happens, okay? It's your fault. It's not her fault. It's your fault. Because it's like gossip. No one is going to come and gossip about someone to me if they know that I'm someone very strict with gossip when it comes to gossip. I don't do gossip, period. So same thing, you move on, you separated for a reason, you go your own separate ways. What is this thing of coming to you for advice? This is very dangerous ground, and it's very disrespectful.
And sometimes, Elena, the person says, well, but she comes to speak to me. What do I do? I don't call her to come and speak to me.
Send her to a counselor.
She comes to speak to me. Okay, but it's your decision whether to open the door to her, whether to answer the phone to her. Unless there are children involved, if a separation happens, then it has to be a separation. You have to really call it quits and move on. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to move on. And if there are children involved, we don't know if they are or not, then for the sake of the children, there has to be contact because the person will come to see the children and so on, but that's it. We have heard many stories of people who say, my ex came to see me and she was talking about her problems and we ended up sleeping together again. It just happened. It didn't just happen. What do you expect? You are fragile, you are alone, and then someone comes and speaks to you about their relationship problems. You want to be a shoulder for the person to cry on. Something happens. So you have to be strict about this.
And also, I advise every woman out there, okay, that if you're thinking of dating someone like this, a man like you, don't date someone like this. I would never date, if I was single, someone like you. Because you are clearly still involved at some level with your ex-wife. And it's very disrespectful. I like to, make sure you understand that towards her husband. Why don't you tell her, listen, I can't help you. I can't help you.
Yeah, and
you need to go and speak to your husband about your problems. You need to sort it out. Maybe that's what you did not do with her.
And the thing here is that, like we said at the beginning, her life is moving forward and yours isn't. So wake up, smell the coffee, and move on. She has moved on, you move on as well, okay? Next one is yours.
Well, it says, some time ago I hid something from my husband. Although I came clean and explained to him why I did it, I still can't get him to trust me. What do I do? Well, you need to be very patient. because you failed. We all fail. We all make mistakes. No one is perfect. But it's asking too much of him to trust you like this. If you hid something from him, a relationship is something that there has to be transparency. There has to be, you know, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. This is an open book.
Yeah.
This is who I am, this is what I did. No secrets. So it's understandable that he's behaving the way he's behaving. You need to be patient. You need to earn his trust again, and it takes time sometimes.
The thing about trust is that it takes a really long time to trust someone. If you just met someone, you started a relationship, you start trusting that person step by step. You don't trust someone overnight. Actually, if you do, that's a mistake. So you meet someone, you spend time with the person, you get to know who they are, what they stand for. And then it takes a really long time for you to trust someone fully. But eventually you do. But then if you break that trust...
Which can be something quick.
To break someone's trust is very quick, right? It happens just like that. For you to regain that trust again, it takes twice as long, if not more. Because it's, the person's hurt. The person felt like you deceived them, you weren't transparent with them, like Elena was saying. So you're going to have to be patient on this one and keep proving to this person that you wouldn't ever do this again. And if you say, well, but I've told him this, he should believe me, he should accept it. It's easy for you to say that because you weren't the one who was hurt.
Yeah.
So be patient. If it takes a year, then let it take a year. If the relationship is worth saving, be patient. And sooner or later, this person will start to trust you again. But your life has to be an open book, like you said very well, and you have to be patient.
And if you really, really repented, if you're really sorry, then you're going to wait whatever time it takes. Because that's what love is. If you really want to be with that person, if you really think, this is the person for you, and you really recognize that you made a mistake, be humble. I always say humbleness is something, it's a key thing in a relationship. And that's it.
That's it. Now let's go for our final question, and this comes from a Love Talk Live attendee. And it says, I'm constantly bugged by my wife that I don't tell her enough that I love her or don't show enough affection. I don't agree with that, but I just want us to be okay. What should I do? Okay, this is a common one, right? And
it is.
You said there, I just want us to be okay. By the way, don't do what I'm going to tell you now. Don't tell her you love her just for you to be okay. Don't hold her hand just so that you can be okay. You have to understand that, nobody has the power to read anyone else's mind. I know that Uri Geller might want you to think differently, and those who don't know who Uri Geller is, they must be, what is this man talking about? But you can't read anybody else's mind. So how will Elena know that I love her? I have to tell her. But not enough just saying to her I love her. I have to show her that by, showing that I care about her, by being tactile, by
respecting.
Yes, but we're talking about emotions here. So how do you show emotions? You hold the person's hand. You
I do.
you do all these things. Now don't do it because she wants you to do it. You may even this may not come naturally to you, and you may say, well, I have to remember that I have to hold her hand. And then you just remember and you do it because you remembered. But at least you made that gesture. And if you keep doing that, it will come to a point where it will become natural. What you can't do is you can't expect this person to know that you're thinking about her, or to know that you love her or you care about her just because you think that in your head. You have to put it out there.
And also, I don't know, I think I take the men's side quite a lot actually on the program. Because think with me, this is very simple. It makes so much sense, at least to me. There is a reason why he behaves the way he behaves, okay? Or she behaves. So maybe he wasn't brought up in an environment where people touch, hug, kiss, or even express their love or anything of that kind. Okay, so you need to understand maybe that's the case. And also, let's say that he had a very good upbringing in that aspect, but he's still not very vocal about his, you know, his feelings towards you and everything. You know, be patient. Make him be like that by not, you know, nagging at him. Please say that you love me. Please leave me a chocolate and a flower. You know, I know that you don't do that literally. You might not do that because it's too humiliating for you to go, please say you love me, please. But, you know, make him desire to do that. There are ways you can do that. You are a woman, you know.
But, you know, and it takes two to tango, right?
Yes, I know.
So it's important that the woman...
If she tries your advice...
But it's important that the woman understands his side, but it's also important... You know, it's important for the man to understand this, that if someone, the person you're with, is telling you that she wants to hear more from you, how you appreciate her, that she wants to feel that you care about her more by holding her hand, by showing you care. People don't say things, they don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to tell him that I want him to hold me more. No, it's because there's an actual need for that. So if your relationship is important to you, and you want it to work, then do that. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't pay anything to hold someone's hand. You don't pay anything to hug the person, to cuddle the person. So it's a matter of thinking, I want this relationship to work. I love this person. If she wants me to tell her, to show her that I love her, then why not do it? Right? You don't pay anything. You don't become less of a man for doing that. So do it, and do it with all of your heart, even if it's not something that naturally comes to you. But if you take that step once, you know, as often as you can, and eventually...
Learn to be affectionate, isn't it, basically?
Eventually, it becomes second nature to you. So it's very important you do that. Don't disregard what she asked you.
Well, that's it.
Anything
Coming
else?
from a man, no.
That's it.
You know, that's all for now.
So don't forget, you can send us your questions to questions@lovetalkshow.tv or via our Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And to share as well.
Absolutely. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.